Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us this morning. I hope that you're all doing very well. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. Let us prepare ourselves for our meditation practice. Turn a little to the right, shoulders. And we'll use our head for I'm sorry today I don't have the microphone, but I will speak up. I hope you can hear me okay. There we go. Yeah, around, starting to the left. Remember using the weight of your body, moving the movement of your body as well, and the natural weight of your head. Move it. The opposite way. Good. Now, let us prepare for our meditation. Excellent. Let us take our meditation posture, and I will speak up so that you can hear me. Our meditation posture, sitting up straight. Ears above the shoulders. We can tuck our chin in. This is to allow the pranayama, the energy, coming through and coming in to this point. Of course, it doesn't come through our mouth when we're meditating, it comes through our nose. But it's this position, chin tucked in a little bit, back of your neck straight, allows for this to happen. So there are a lot of subtleties in meditation, such as even why we hold Hokkaijo in as opposed to other mudras for meditation. The reason why is because these two, the thumbs, are actually the meridians for the lungs. And the other meridians end through the other fingers and toes. But as we see, we're putting them in a certain kind of balance. We're connecting them, okay? That's why it's important to keep your thumbs connected. It takes a little bit of time, close to your body, very important. Then let us close our eyes, but let us at this time do 3 purifying breaths, breathing through the nose, holding for 5, holding for 7, 5, and exhaling for 7. 3, 5, 7. Okay, let us begin. First round. Hold. Exhale. Second round. Hold. Exhale. Third round, final round. Hold. Exhale. Next, we're going to close our mouth, putting our tongue at the roof of our mouth behind the upper row of our teeth for meditation. And now we're going to breathe in and out through our nose. As we exhale through our nose, stop breathing in, observing and watching the air. Let us begin meditation by the sound of the bell. Next, release your concentration, bringing your attention back to your body. Take a moment, mindfully scan your mind, breathing, body, paying attention to the difference, but without judgment, as what its current state is. Is your mind quiet and one-pointed? Is your breathing equal and balanced and gentle? And is your body more relaxed? Now let us breathe in one more time for the count of 3, 5, 7 with an exhale through our mouth. Breathe in. Hold. Exhale. Good. Start to move your fingers, your toes, body. Meridians. Just a moment, I'm going to check to see that you can hear me okay. Okay, sounds good. Today we're going to continue with our observances of the 5 hindrances as we have been working through. The last time we were discussing laziness and lethargy, which we can continue today. As we spoke last week on the types, what it means for lazy and lethargy, just to recap, for most people, laziness is manifested as procrastination. And lethargy is most associated with not being interested or being opposed to. That is the definition of idea, or the manifestation of lethargy as being not potentially exciting, not potentially rewarding. So then, therefore, we have lethargy. So procrastination with laziness and lethargy because we believe it's not going to make us happy, because either it's difficult or hard. And as I stated, it's very important for us to, as we do our mindfulness at the end, at the beginning and the end, compare and contrast, which our mind, whether we're doing it or not, because within mindfulness, we're not judging, but your mind is obviously comparing and contrasting. That's what it's made to do. The antidote to laziness is just to do it. Sometimes, as they say in sports and that, the only way to take care of something is just to do it. And that's not just a phrase of Nike, but it is the idea that sometimes we have to just do it. If we, that's why we have a teacher usually, because a teacher, we go and spend time with them. Obviously, at first, doing things that we don't particularly enjoy. Why am I cleaning? You know, I don't think cleaning is fun. I don't think, what am I learning? That's always the first. Sitting and practice meditation, reading sutras. Why should I learn how to read Chinese? Why should I pronounce it in Chinese? All of these kind of aversion is kind of the lethargy. Well, not kind of, it is lethargy. And that there's an opposition thinking, what is this? This is not enjoyment. This is not fun, right? It's not interesting, exciting. I want the exciting part. And by just doing it, meaning that we have a commitment, which again, most people unfortunately don't have a strong enough commitment. They'll do it for a few days, but then when the laziness and lethargy, which is still there in the mind, the hindrances come up, they'll either blame the teacher or blame the school or blame the method, etc., and go on to something else to look for whatever they consider happiness, which again is a kind of illness in the way of Buddhism, that one just continually jumps from thing to thing, which again is not, of course, uh, removing lethargy, it's enforcing lethargy. Because then you're constantly looking for something that's interesting and exciting when sometimes it's just hard work to get to the point that you have some breakthrough. As they say, nothing easy, nothing amazing or challenge or good comes easy. Right? This means that you take a plunge in despite your own resistance, that where some point of discipline has to come and you engage in the task fully. You engage in it fully. That is where the relationship between the teacher and that comes. Many people think I can have a practice without a teacher. And of course, you can do whatever you want. But in my personal experience, the teacher is the one who guides and gives an example of that practice, of that teaching. And that sometimes in those situations, yeah, it's uncomfortable. Right? You talk about uncomfortable things come up. That's another aspect of meditation. Sometimes in coming to know ourselves, uncomfortable things come up in our minds. That makes people want to run away from it. So that's why, the path is not easy. Some people say the path is as narrow as a razor's edge. I find that to be true because many people cannot continuously walk the path. They find easier or more simplistic ways to practice and study that are not in conflict or give them what they want instead of having to deal or integrate, as they say, the shadow. Before we start an activity, we of course question and its value and suggest alternatives that could be more appealing. Laziness, of course, makes it hard to start. But as we start, hopefully it becomes easier to continue. If we break, that's why we talk about meditation having a continuous. Okay, we don't make it long, but we have a consistency. That helps to deal with laziness. But if you miss one day, laziness will creep in. It gets interrupted. It's very important. It's very difficult to return to task. Just doing the task is the antidote. Just do it. Um, Engaging fully with a task also works against lethargy by re-energizing the mind, finding the beginner's mind, as they speak of, that we find interest in each even mundane experience, right? Such as even cleaning. We can find the teaching in that. But how effective this is depends on how quickly we recognize the onset of these hindrances. So one of the purpose of me explaining these 5 hindrances is that we become aware of them. I am very aware of the times that these things creep in. Sometimes I have to just push myself. But of course, later, because I have enough experience in my life that I know that is good for me. But at the beginning, it was not so easy because I always thought, well, maybe a little more sleep instead of meditation. Or maybe I have something else to do instead of meditation. But then practice, when we do it, we realize the benefits. That is why we have to have that compare contrast. Now, the focused concept in our practice, meditation, that means sitting or chanting, direct attention automatically opposes laziness and lethargy because there's no place for it. It drops off. The hindrance impedes direct attention because we cannot easily direct a dull, tired, unmotivated mind. That is why meditation, just doing it, means you keep directing your attention to the meditation object, countering these aspects of procrastination and any mental energy towards that object of veneration or focus. Eventually, as I have stated, directed attention becomes powerful and automatically we'll be able to overcome these aspects. Constantly in meditation, that's essentially what we're doing. We're coming back. We're directing ourselves back to the object of focus. For us, it's the mantra Namo Myoho Renge Kyo, which allows us to stop the mind, to investigate the mind, to see, right? So we're not thinking, we're stopping and seeing, which means seeing with a different state than through thinking or through body, or through emotion. There is another way of looking and visualizing and observing things. That's what the Buddha's basic premise is. Okay? So meditation, in whatever form that we are practicing, allows us to experience that. Once we experience that, we know that it exists. We know that it exists. We have a deeper connection to finding out what that is. And that's where energy can come from. And again, as I've stated, it's not easy. It's not easy to pick a path and to practice it. Very easy to jump around from teacher to teacher, from path to path, by whatever seems to sound good. That is why, in reality, Buddhism should remove itself from many things, even though now people talk about the social justices, etc. That is free for you as an individual to decide how to integrate, again, your practice into your life. I don't believe that that is something that Buddhism itself institutionalizes teaching, right, or telling you. Of course, it is teaching you to know which, how do you say, from where is it coming from, this awareness. It's being able to see things in a balanced view rather than in strictly emotional, right, or intellectual only way of seeing the world. So the Buddha simply wanted to give us a system, a practice for one aspect, but people have confused it and people have complicated it. That enlightenment seems so far away. It seems like a perfection that we can't actually attain, a state that we cannot ever examine until perhaps we're dead or next life or something like that. But that was not the Buddha's intention. The Buddha's intention was in this life, in this moment, to allow you to gain deeper insight, deeper awareness into the reality of things, step by step. And I'll tell you something. To me, that is the meaning of life. Because every day I practice, I gain some awareness, and some of the ignorance becomes dull, and that sound drowns away, and the voice of the Buddha becomes stronger. That is why I practice Buddhism. So every day, with the concept of mindfulness and appreciation, I'm able to see the progress. And people may say that's a small progress, but to me, it's extremely significant. So I hope that all of you are able to, at least in your own progress through our practice and study, acknowledge how far you've come and to continue to have the energy to go further. Okay? Thank you very much for taking the time for practicing and study. I appreciate all of you. Namu Myoho Renge Kyo. We'll see you on Wednesday. Thank you very much.